Upalokayukta for the state of Maharashtra, Shri Sanjay Bhatia Saab, who is a very well-known figure to the port community, the Chief Vigilance Officer, Mr. Ramana, Deputy Chairman Shanti, HODs, Deputy HODs, officers, young boys and girls who are present here. A very good morning and warm welcome to the valedictory function. As you all can recollect, from 16th of August up to 15th of November, we have declared it as Vigilance Prelude. The idea is to make people aware of what is ethical working, what is transparent working, and what is disciplined working. As such, the term vigilance has no relevance to corruption. Vigilance means satark, to be alert, the English meaning. You have to be alert in all walks of life, whether it is at home, whether it is on road, whether it is in school, or whether it is in college. Alertness, vigilance, to be vigilant is very, very important. As I always say, you should be vigilant against unethical working. You should be vigilant against non-transparent working. You should be vigilant against undemocratic procedures. The theme for this year is culture of integrity for nation's prosperity. This theme is a very well thought of theme. When integrity becomes a culture, when transparent working becomes a part of your life, when ethical working becomes your habit, your total scenario will change. In fact, the integrity, transparency, and ethics should be taught and taught as a fundamental value in the school. As you all know, for any person, for any child, 3 to 7 years are the formative age. This is the age, this is the time when the schools have to take the fundamental responsibility and teach the young kids what is integrity, what is ethical, what is self-discipline, and what is democracy. If you are able to teach all these to the children, there is no need to worry regarding corruption in the society. As I always used to tell you, corruption, there is political corruption. Corruption, social corruption. Third type of corruption is executive corruption. And there is another term, collusive corruption. All democratic countries, we are fundamentally based on vote. The power to govern the society comes from the vote. When the citizens of the country are sold by taking 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees to vote, vote for vote, naturally it's a big doubt what type of power you are electing, selecting to govern you. So The basic responsibility for corruption in a country lies with the citizens, with the voters. If you are able to have the right type of people at the power, selfless people who are devoted for the country, everything will fall in line. A fellow who comes to power by taking note, naturally he wants to earn it back. He will do the same thing, whatever is required to fill his coffer and fight for the next election. He will induce the corruption into the society. There comes the social corruption. When you are traveling in a bus, when some nonsense happens to some girl or some old man, if you are not looking at him, it's social corruption. When you go to a police station, though you have a genuine complaint, if the police refuse to file the FIR, it is social corruption. Fighting corruption is not joke. You should have that dare. You should have the lot of self-confidence. Then only you can fight. Because people who are in the corruption, they are a coterie. They are a group of people. When you say you are doing nonsense, they will try to say that you are wrong. So for pointing it out and fighting it out, you should have a lot of self-confidence, self-discipline and faith in your own religion, whatever you form. Now social corruption means there is a collusive corruption. Suppose in a particular office, I want to do a nonsense. Group of people want to do nonsense. Right from the bottom fellow, he will put the nonsense, he will show the donkey as a horse. Next fellow will say that it is a horse. Third fellow also will say it is not a donkey, it is a horse. The group of collusive people think that when the file reaches the top, whoever is the competent authority, he is afraid, because government setup may, when 4 people call a donkey as a horse, if you say no, you are telling wrong, it is a donkey, it is a horse, the same fellow will write against you, and you should have the guts to say that it is not a donkey, it is not a horse, it is a donkey. See, it is having 4 legs, stripes on it, and it shouts in a different way. It is not a horse. So collusive corruption. Collusive corruption is another this thing. And there are ways and means to cut down collusive corruption. It's not difficult. So in a typical government offices, collusive corruption is coming. This also has to be tackled. When you talk about social corruption, when a good important social infrastructure project is coming, say a road project or a fishing project, group of 100 people, 150 people, 200 people will join hands, they want to extract money. So they create an issue. They stop the work. A social work, a social infrastructure project which benefits lakhs of people will get stopped because of few 100, 200 people. These 100, 200 people are not saint. They have their own personal agenda. They want to make something out of it. When people say national highway, this particular stretch is bad, this particular stretch is wrong, or is having potholes, why it is happening? At every village, groups of people, their only work is this. They don't have any other work. They 50, 60 people will come, they will sit on the road, they will say this is our land or this is road can't be made, you pay this much to me, we will allow. Unka dhandha hi wahi hai. So naturally, when a contractor or government spends 10 rupees, 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 4 rupees is draining on this. This is a social corruption. The social corruption also should be stopped. For stopping this social corruption, we are all responsible. We should have the dare to talk it out. It's a democratic country. No one can do anything. As long as you are right, no one can do anything. If you have your powers, if you have your jurisdiction, we also have. As a citizen, you also have powers. You also have fundamental rights. Third thing is executive corruption. I did not talk about executive corruption because of political corruption, because of social corruption. Executive corruption also is spreading like a wildfire. So how to stop this? The first thing is teach your children what is good, what is bad, what to do, what not to do. When he becomes a big fellow, when he becomes a citizen, grown-up person, he will not get into this. Second thing, he will have the dare to talk against it. Third thing, you should make use of the technology. You know, earlier, RTO office when you go, you had to stand in queue. You had to pay the tout, then only you will get. Now everything is made online. Passport, everything is made online. Once you FIR also is made online. You can do FIR also online. If you go to police station and if they refuse to file your complaint, you can make a FIR online and send a copy to High Court. So, by making use of technology, leverage of technology, we are able to arrest, stop the corruption to a big extent. So, it becomes our duty to stop corruption. As far as the port sector is concerned, I am proud to say, out of 73 documents the port handles, all 73 are digitized. There is no need for anyone to come in person and plead in person. Everything will be done in online. Even the pension portal is made online. Even the grievances are made, redressal is made online. And every document, every timeline is supported by SOP. You can catch people if it is not done. So this is only a beginning. We have to walk further. Just like we are able to do passport digitization and our driving license digitization, FIR digitization. Now the courts are also coming online. Once the courts also become online, the judgment becomes online, it's going to be a huge revolution. India, we got just our freedom not even 100 years back. So we can't compare ourselves with America or other Western countries. I am sure by 2047 Amritkal, we will be far better than them. Still 20-25 years are there. Furthermore, revolution is going to happen. Furthermore, digitization is going to happen. Furthermore, ease of doing business is going to happen. And our country, when it wants to become a $40 to $60 trillion economy by 2047, this has to happen and this will happen. That day also we are going to see. And the other important thing is, I forgot to tell, reforms in the electoral process. Just like Mr. Station was able to do a lot of reforms in the electoral process, perhaps in future years we may get much better electoral process reforms where people with criminal background, people who want to make money after getting the power, they will all be discouraged to occupy the places. That day also will happen. Democracy maturity will grow up to that level. So India is a very forward-moving country. We have great leaders and we have great intellectuals. And I am sure the future years are going to be much brighter and much promising for the next few generations, next generations. With this, I thank you very much for listening to me patiently. Let us hope for the best. And always, dharmo rakshiti rakshitaha. That means